What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. Impeachment, I guess that's the word of the day. Actually, it's probably been the word of the last 2.5 years for the Democrats. They probably all rehearse it when they get together in their meetings. Okay, now when you get out there today, make sure you enunciate the word correctly. Impeachment. Everybody say it together. Impeachment. That's all they do. Having secret chants in rooms. Oh, impeachment. Shower down thy grace upon us. Yeah, they probably get in big huddles and do that stuff because that's all they've been talking about the last couple of days is impeachment. And it's killing me because see what the Dems are doing, they're selling wolf tickets and I'm not buying any. You know, Nancy Pelosi apparently goes out on TV yesterday talking reckless, making it seem like they're doing impeachment, but they're really not. Impeachment inquiries. That means we're looking into the possibility of an impeachment. Basically, it's kind of like with reparations. Do you promise reparations when you get into office? Yes, I definitely support looking into the possibility of reparations. But they never said reparations, I guarantee. That's the Democrats. They're playing on words. Haven't they been watching Lucy and Charlie Brown? Every time Chuck Brown thinks he's about to kick the ball, Lucy sees him out the corner of the eye, whoop, pulls the ball back, and all you hear, besides that nasty, big, funky yellow bus riding by my house, is, ugh. That's what you hear. Don't they ever watch Coyote and Road Runner? Meet, meet. Soon as the Coyote think he has his hands on the Road Runner, big rock falls on his head, all kind of stuff happened. But apparently, they haven't learned yet. So they've been chasing Trump around like the Road Runner for 2.5 years, trying to kick the football for 2.5 years, getting it pulled out from under. So apparently, we got a situation here where Trump releases the transcripts of his conversation out of the kindness of his heart, because frankly, it's none of their business. But apparently, they stirred up all of this mess because a whistleblower who didn't even hear the conversation went and told tattletale. I heard that somebody else said to me that Donald Trump said something about Joe Biden and investigating him and his son. And so the Democrats are making a big deal out of it during the week where we have all of these other dignitaries in town. And, you know, they could do, they would like to do anything they can to make Trump look bad, take away the narrative, all of his wonderful speeches that he's been given in front of all these leaders. He was getting in them yesterday when he spoke. He was telling them, look, man, America is a sovereign country. It's going to stay a sovereign country. You guys need to remain sovereign, too. Take care of your own business. Don't get taken advantage of by the Chinese and their trade tactics. And I mean, he just laid out all kind of stuff. Only to hear back on the home team in the home turf, impeachment. So they decided they're going to try to impeach the president before he even releases the transcripts of the conversation. So that just goes to show they're all about impeachment. But here's what gets me. He releases it. And him and the president of Ukraine was talking. And the context of corruption came up in the whole Mueller investigation. And President Trump said, look, man, our country's been through a lot in these last 2 years. Can you do me a favor and look into some of the origins of this stuff? Word on the street, y'all might have the server. And the Ukrainian president, he brought up Mayor Giuliani, but he also alluded to how he wants to deal with the corruption, and he's going to bring in another prosecutor that he feels is going to be his man. And President Trump was like, yeah, you know, because a lot of people are interested in knowing what happened between Hunter Biden and that corrupt, or rather that company you guys were investigating, because Joe Biden has been running around boasting that he got that prosecutor fired. And that doesn't seem right to me, which it doesn't seem right to me either. But the Democrats are trying to spin it and saying just because he even brought up Joe Biden's name and Joe Biden was going to be not a competitor, but a candidate running against him, that this is grounds for impeachment because he's invoking the assistance of another company in regards to helping him in his campaign. Now, I don't know about you. I'm pretty good with context. In the whole conversation, President Trump wasn't talking about re-election. He wasn't talking about his campaign. He wasn't talking about none of that. He was talking about all of the corruption that was going on in the Ukraine, and he was also inquiring whether a U.S. citizen of power was involved in that corruption. Now, remember, the executive branch of the government is the law, okay? They are the ones that says we're going to enforce the law. We're going to do an investigation. If something looks creepy or sneaky or slippery or slimy, we're going to look into it. I think it looked pretty slimy with Hunter Biden going over to Papa and getting hooked up, not only by the Ukraine, but also by China. Now, remember, the Democrats are crying and saying that you can't invoke the assistance of a foreign company or country, rather, to help you in your campaign or go against your campaign competitors and all that stuff. That's not in the conversation. See, one, he didn't ask for nothing in return in the conversation. But two, if that guy was committing some type of crime, forget whether he's a presidential candidate or not. You have an obligation as the top law enforcement person in the country to say, I'm not going to overlook that just because he decided to run for president. I mean, they didn't do that with President Trump. When Hillary Clinton sent people over to the Ukraine to dig up dirt on him, he was a presidential candidate, but yet Hillary was okay to do that. Nobody's crying about that stuff, right? And it's amazing how the dirty, nasty, funky, crooked liberal media and the Democrats are overlooking the exact thing that Joseph Biden did that they were accusing Donald Trump of doing. Strong-arming the Ukraine to do his bidding by withholding funds. Trump didn't do that. They got their money. But Joe Biden was over there on tape talking about it, bragging, thinking this would never come back to bite me. I'm Joe Biden, darn it. And sure enough, talked about how, yeah, I told him that, hey, we're going to be on that plane within 5 hours. And if this prosecutor isn't fired, then you're not getting your billions of dollars. And what'd they do? They fired him. Boasting about it. Now, I find it ironic that the Democrats will bunny hop over that and jump right into Donald Trump brought up Joe Biden's name in a conversation. Okay, well, guess what? If the goal is to look into potential corruption, wrongdoing, and all of that stuff, I smell a rat with Joe Biden. So the Dems are overlooking all of that, and they're saying that no way should Trump be able to even question that. But if they are harking and barking at the mic saying, because no one is above the law. That's what they keep saying. See, every time they get finished, Nancy Pelosi, after her speech, just straight up said, we're going to go ahead and look into impeachment, but we are not going to cite the reason why we're actually, no law breaking took place. We don't like the guy, so we're just going to impeach him. So she gets over the mic and she's like, because at the end of the day, no one is above the law. But does that also apply to Joseph Biden? So you're telling me just because he's running for president that the executive branch can't look into potential wrongdoing and corruption on his part? Because nobody is above the law, Nancy. That's what I'm just saying. I agree with you on that point. Unfortunately, Hillary, she's slippery and slimy. Apparently, Maxine Waters, apparently Keith Ellison, apparently all of the people that are on the Democrat side, they're above the law, but not the Republicans. See, that only applies when y'all want to get a duly elected president out of office. And I'm going to tell you right now, they're selling wolf tickets. That's all they're doing. Nobody's buying those tickets, though. They're just posturing, taken away from all the excitement that's going on in New York with all these delegates and how Trump is shaking and moving. And they say, let's steal this narrative and come out with some stupid impeachment inquiries, which really says nothing. I hope they go ahead and try to do it, because all it's going to do is going to just ensure that Trump get back in 2020. And not only will it ensure that he gets in, but it's going to ensure that we get the House and the Senate, run the table on them. That's what I want us to do. Run the table on them where they can't stop nothing. Like all bases are loaded and Trump just smacks it out of the stadium. And guess what happens? They just get to run freely, everybody. And the other team just got to sit there and watch them coming around. They ain't running fast. They jogging because they're like, you can't stop it right now. That's what needs to happen in 2020. When we want to pass legislation, all they can do is sit there and watch us run around the bases like, man, wish we had a ball. Wish we could tag them out. But no, we spent our 2 years chasing Trump around like meat. That's what we did. We spent our 2 years looking out from behind the tree like, okay, He set the football up. I'm about to kick it for the first time, running, and ugh. That's what we spent our 2 years doing. And now we wonder why we lost the House and the Senate. And now we can't stop nothing. We can get taxes done. We can get medical done. We can get immigration reform done. And all they can do is sit back and whine about it. Watch them run around the bases and complain about this is a constitutional crisis. This is a violation of the rule of law because nobody's above the law. And all we would say then is stick a big fat sock in it, okay? You had your shot. Now, you've been listening to Kevin in Kevin's Corner. I don't want to hear another word about impeachment. Look, poop or get off the pot, Dems. Can't have it both ways. Can't stand above the pot, not sitting on it halfway, just break and win. Either something coming out or it ain't. Now, you've been listening to Kevin in Kevin's Corner. Check me out every Wednesday night, which is tonight. I got stung by a bumblebee today, y'all. It was crazy. Aren't they, extinct? I was like, where'd a bumblebee come from? The other day, I was walking Gizmo, and I saw him over by my garage, and, he took a two-piece. He was like, oh, ow. I didn't know what was happening. I saw some bumblebees flying around. My brain said, note to self, there's a bumblebee hive over there, but I must have forgot. So I came out to walk the dogs this morning and got a little too close to the bumblebee. Bang, right in the eyeball. So I might be doing my show tonight with sunglasses on like Stevie Wonder. Isn't she lovely? Yeah, so anyway, check me out 7:30 on my radio blog talk show and on YouTube. Don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification button. Find me every Wednesday. Yeah, today is Wednesday. Find me every Wednesday on YouTube Live. I'm going to be doing also another live show on Friday. I got somebody I want to bring on an interview on Facebook. So tune in to that. Check out Extreme Tees. Put my name in the promo code. If you like something, Kevin, you'll get a 20% discount. Don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification button. And you can find me on Facebook and the Twitter. God bless. See you next time in Kevin's Corner.